Today, we'll be going over our interior setup for the Ford Ranger Overland Build. The items that you see in this video are what we keep in the Ranger at all times. Make sure to stay till the end for tips on prepping your own first aid kit and how to properly stage a cat tourniquet for your own setup. Most items discussed in this video will be linked in the description below. Consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already, and we hope you enjoy the video. We'll start off with a few small things that I keep in the driver's side door pocket. I keep an ice scraper in here for the mirrors in the winter time. I keep a bottle of hand sanitizer in here as well. I also keep a tire pressure gauge that I use fairly often, and also a knife/corkscrew tool. Moving into the inside, we have a set of floor mats from 3W Liners. I've had these front and back for about 3 years now, and they do a fantastic job of keeping dirt and mud out of the carpet. Moving up, we have a 8-switch panel from CaliRaised that we use to power a bunch of different things on the truck, starting off with our lights. We currently have the NovSight ditch lights and the CaliRaised LED Light Bar. We also have an auxiliary switch for the back of the bed that we use to power our pull-out fridge and other devices. Lastly, we have a auxiliary switch for a grill light, but we don't have one yet. Next, we'll go over my radio setup. I no longer have a Ford OEM radio, as some of you might already know from a previous video. I had partnered with LinksWell and did a full review on their 6th generation radio upgrade for the 2019 and up Ford Rangers. I've had the radio for close to a year now, and I still highly recommend it. Check out that video to learn more. The link, along with a discount code, will be in the description below. Next, we'll go over a neat charger that I found on Amazon. It's a retractable charger with 2 cords. They sell multiple different combos to fit your family's charging needs. The cords pull out and stop where you want them to. All you have to do is pull the cord back about 1 centimeter and it will retract. It also has outputs for additional chargers, equaling 4 separate ways of charging. I think it's a great way to keep your interior neat, and it also has pivots for ease of use. As you can see, it does not interfere with my truck at all. Moving up to the dashboard, we have the BuiltRight Industries dash tray and a phone mount from Amazon. Both are very sturdy and offer a nice way to mount items to the dash. Moving to the visor, we have the Winex visor mount with Molle attachments and the Midland 50-channel GM RS radio. We also have various patches on the headliner that we've picked up along our many travels. Moving to the glove box, we have a few trail-related items in here. The first of which is the Boulder Tools Tire Repair Kit. I love this kit as it comes with everything you need to fix a flat on the trail, as long as it's not a sidewall puncture. It includes the tools and plugs that you need to get you going again. Next, we have the Boulder Tools Tire Deflator Kit. These are used to, as the name would imply, deflate your tires before hitting a more difficult trail to gain more traction. It comes with 4 separate deflators that can be set to certain PSIs. I usually put them on and check them as they deflate. You can typically have all 4 tires deflated to around 20 to 25 PSI in a few minutes. I also keep a socket for my wheels in here. One of my favorite interior additions is a Molle storage panel on the rear of your seat. There are many out there, so you have a lot to choose from. I keep an additional Midland radio back here for my family, as well as an easy to access cat tourniquet from North American Rescue. Next to those, I keep some spare tools like Allen keys. I also have a few carabiners on here, as well as rope. Below this, I keep an emergency kit that includes a few things you could use, such as a whistle, a multi-tool, and a magnesium rod. I also keep a cheap flashlight in there as well. Further below, I have some more rope and another magnesium rod that I will probably never use, but hey, it's nice to have, right? Above that, I keep a small socket set kit that I use heavily on my truck. If you're into overlanding, you know that a lot of our gear is held down with nuts and bolts, so it's always good to keep some of these with you while road tripping and hitting trails, as those will loosen over time. You want to make sure your gear stays on and to stay safe. I also keep a few packs of rain ponchos down in the sides in case we ever need it. Moving under the back seat, I have the NOCO Boost X 1750 power starter that I always keep charged, especially in the winter. Next to that, I keep my air compressor for the tires, Even with both of these stashed here, there is still room for a few smaller items. Same goes for the opposite side, as I currently have nothing in there. Behind the seat, I keep the Jackery and Blue Yeti chargers in this bag. There is also a bag of zip ties and road flares, because you never know when you might need them. On the other side, I keep a hat and a few blocks of wood. I use these to level things such as our camp tables if the ground is uneven. Let's finally go over the first aid kit. My setup allows me to unbuckle the kit for ease of access if needed to make it mobile. The radio can come off very easily, as you can see. We'll go over the tourniquet more in a few minutes. Once we unzip the bag, you can see that the first items are a few bags of cold compress. Each kit should come with an itemized list and instructions like this, if you need it. On the left, we get a few gloves, a triangular bandage, a rolled bandage, various band-aids, medical tape, and a few small gauze pads. On the right, we get larger gauze pads, ointments, antiseptic wipes, a lot of them, aspirin, safety pins, and horrible plastic tweezers. In the side pocket are very similar items from before, such as wipes and more band-aids that I gathered from another kit. A few things I think every first aid kit or trauma bag should have are chest seals and Quikclot. These would be used for major trauma to the body, such as a wound to the chest and or back, and junction wounds. I'd say to also upgrade to better tweezers and keep a good pair of shears to cut away fabric quickly. Some kits also have NPAs, which are nasal passage airways, which might be a good idea to have. With all this being said, having this gear will mean nothing if you do not study and train on it. Please consider attending a civilian training course in your area to sharpen your skills. Finally, let's move on to the tourniquet. As you can see, my tourniquet is already set up for use. In this configuration, I can easily put the open end around any limb and use the opposite side as a handle. Once you're high and tight, you yank down on the Velcro side and wrap it around toward the windlass. Once the strap is around and across, start working the windlass. For a tourniquet to work, you need to have it extremely tight. It will be painful to the user, but it will stop bleeding if used correctly. To set the tourniquet back up, you're going to first tug on the strap, then stretch it out. You're then going to grab the red end of the strap at approximately 12 inches. You will then fold it over the buckle and connect the Velcro. From here, you will then fold the smooth fabric side over the buckle once more, then fold the Velcro end over the fabric. That's it. There is your prep tourniquet for self-use. Again, once you put your limb through, you have a nice large handle to pull down on. Then get to work on that windlass. Like I said before, for this to work, it will be extremely uncomfortable and painful to the user. You will experience this if you attend a civilian training and they go through practical applications. If you have experience using it, the plastic holder, you know how annoying it is to get it back in. I'd honestly recommend a nylon equivalent such as the one shown on screen, which would be much easier to use and still looks pretty good. However, if you want to use a plastic holder, I discovered a trick a few years ago. Take a skinny piece of metal or plastic and shove it down the backside before sliding the tourniquet in. This should make it much easier. Then just tidy up the Velcro side and you're done. Another thing I want to go over is placement of the time strap. A lot of times you'll see people in law enforcement, military, and civilians that have their tourniquet time strap entirely across. Do not do this. If a time comes when you need to use a tourniquet, your fine motor skills will be diminished. Not to mention the high likelihood of having blood on your hands. An average person will have trouble getting their fingers on that strap to loosen it. Instead, keep the strap about half off with a decent amount of play. This will give you a bigger surface area to work with and will not block your windlass. Additionally, please do not keep your tourniquets in the plastic wrap that it gets shipped in. Stage it so it is ready to be used. Lastly, only buy tourniquets that are legit, such as cat tourniquets from North American Rescue. Don't go out and buy a $2 tourniquet from Wish or Temu unless you just want to train with it, which is okay, but do not use that for actual applications. And that's all for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed it. Everything we discussed in this video is linked in the description below. Some of the links are affiliate links, so you would be helping out the channel by making any purchases. There are a few discount codes for items at NovSight and LinksWell for 10% off using code CACTUS. Let us know what you thought about the video in the comments and ask us any questions. Thanks again and stay safe.